So I just want to kind of go over that and just reiterate that again. So I went ahead and I brought my scope, so same exact scope model. So to start the leakage testing procedure, now there is a chance the scope may come back with the aeration cap on. I'm sure you guys are all familiar with this, so I'm just going to kind of reiterate. This needs to obviously come off for the leakage testing procedure because this is your vent port where the leakage tester is going to connect. All right, so that needs to come off, and regardless, that needs to come off for the cleaning process as well. Otherwise, you can flood the entire scope. So very important. That's off during the cleaning and then on for sterilization. So the leakage tester will connect. So this is the dry portion of the leakage testing. So the leakage tester is going to connect here to the vent port. So you can see there's two little pins and two slots on your leakage tester. You just push it in, turn it 20 degrees clockwise. So once it's in the locked position, you're going to go ahead and you're going to insufflate the scope to 200 millimeters of mercury. So that's all the way at the end of the blue zone there. So 200 millimeters of mercury. From there, you're going to go ahead and you're going to deflect 5 times in both directions. So there's an up stop and a down stop. So you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. The whole time you want to watch the needle, make sure you're maintaining pressure. Now, there may be a little slight decrease in pressure. That's fine. What we're looking for is total loss of pressure. So that's your dry leakage testing portion. So you're going to go 200 millimeters of mercury, deflect 5 times in both directions, go all the way up to the up stop, all the way down to the down stop. Then what we're going to do is we're going to decrease our pressure all the way to 160 millimeters of mercury. So how we do that is there's a little release button here. Don't press it all the way down. Just kind of hit it in intervals just to knock it down to 160. So once it's there, try to get as close to 160. You might not get it exactly, but try to get it as close to 160 as you can. So from there, we're going to go to the wet portion of the leakage testing. So you'll want to make sure if you're doing a 3-sink process, your first sink is just going to be straight water, no detergent, just water, and enough to where you can fully submerge the scope. So you would basically put this right into the sink. The leakage tester will stay outside of the water, okay? And you're going to put it underneath the water for a minute. During that time frame, what we recommend you do is a static hold with the deflection lever in the neutral position for 15 seconds. Then you're going to go up, hold for 15 seconds, down for 15 seconds, and then back in that neutral position. So you want to have it under the water for a minute. Now, you're going to watch the needle, make sure we're maintaining pressure, but also what we're doing is a bubble test. So if you do have a perforation or defect in the scope, you're going to see air escaping through the form of bubbles. So it's important that you're doing the bubble test as well as the dry leakage test, because this is going to confirm that you do in fact have a leak. Okay? So very important that we're doing both steps. Because I think what was happening is we were only doing the dry portion of it. And people were thinking, oh, we have a leak, but the bubble test is actually going to confirm whether or not you have that leak. So if we didn't have so once we're done with the wet portion, we're going to take it out of the water and we're going to depressurize, so zero out. We don't want to leave any pressure in the scope. So bring it all the way to 0, and then you can go ahead and disconnect the scope. And then move on with the decontamination process. So then you go to the second sink with your detergent and clean that one.
Okay.
Okay?
Groovy movie.